There we go. Yeah, I got to get you on with fucking Nolan when we have you talked to Nolan at all? He's another
No,
one of
not
my
at all. I just followed him when you brought it up to me. I didn't even know he was in the program.
Nolan's sick. Yeah, no, we've been doing a podcast. It was every week. We've been kind of slacking lately, but no, we've been doing it every week since we like joined the program at the same time, and we're like both of us were just like, fuck it, we need content, and then it was just like kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I'm lifting with Nooner tomorrow. Do you see him? He's one of the new
Yeah,
guys to
yeah,
the program. Yeah. He lives in PB. I had no idea. Till he posted on a
yeah.
story today. I'm like, brother, what do you do? What are you hitting tomorrow? So we got to lift tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, like with what we were just talking about before you were recording, it's like people have such a stigma of weight loss, and they don't realize, like, bro, if you get a good plan and execute well on the plan, brother, it's like it's insane. Like you even saw with my client Matt, dude, like that 6 week transformation, people wouldn't think that's believable. And I've had people on my my video that I send people before I get on calls with, I don't know if you've seen it, but the drop double digits on the scale, lose brain fog, whatever, in 90 days or less. It's for my client Jacob, and his transformation's a year and a half. And people have talked to me like that. You're literally lying about that. I'm like, believe what you can believe what you want to believe, brother. I don't care.
Well, dude, I was talking about this on my story today. So I run ads, and one of them, and most of the guys I coach are on gear. Like I'm open about it. I don't out them unless they like
Mhm.
are okay with it. But I made a fucking ad with my natural client Jake, and the dude just started going to the gym, got on a meal plan, stopped eating the blue collar bullshit diet, and like, ate his fucking meals on the job site, and he's down like 20 pounds, looking fucking sick. He already had a decent base of muscle. And dude, every comment on that ad is like, bro, stop selling a lie. This guy's on PEDs. I'm like, you really think 20 pounds in like what 3-4 months is like impossible without gear?
Dude, like when I tell you, like even Matt, this is a guy who is 5'5", by the way, 200 pounds, 5'5", lost 15 pounds in 4 weeks. And people like that, you don't realize the power of gallon and a half to 2 gallons of water a day, dispersed meals with your actual correct nutrients you need in a slight caloric deficit, and then the meals spread apart so your metabolism keeps on firing on all cylinders to shred the fat out, like literally while you're sleeping. It's like we know what we're doing.
Yeah,
It's like could technically be seen as rocket science, but we're fucking rocket scientists. Like
pretty much.
just look. And well, actually, we'll go into what we wanted to. My first question I want to talk about now is, um, have you ever worked with a bad coach, like ever?
Yeah.
Okay,
Actually,
I'm gonna see if
first
I can
coach.
answer your question with what I have seen with bad coaches. In terms of any service that you buy, right? You're paying someone money for their time, right? So when you pay less, you're going to get less time from them. And with personal training specifically, there's so many, it's majority of it is like really top level influencers, like millions of followers, and they honestly do not give a fuck about their clients or people's results. They literally just want money, right? And they're going to give you a cookie cutter diet because they don't want to spend the time to actually give personalized training. They're going to sell it for cheaper so they can sell to more people. And the most common thing I see with every single one is, yeah, bro, if it fits your macros, it's all good. Oh my God, it fucking grinds my gears, dude. You're trying to tell me if if my macros is 2,500 calories and this amount of protein, whatever, if I can just eat, one massive Wingstop meal for breakfast and don't eat for the rest of the day, that I'll get jacked and shredded. Like,
Dude.
dude, like there's the law of thermodynamics. Don't get me wrong, but like, brother, you got your micronutrients, you got your energy levels, you have your insulin. If you're not eating for the entirety of the day, if you're only doing one meal of eating, if you're fasted for over 16 hours, it's like, bro, all these things come into play, and it just doesn't work like that at all. And then even if, let's say someone does just do the thing of fit your macros where they do it correctly in the way like they're supposed to, um people like don't realize that a perfect body comes from perfect like execution. Like everything has to be perfect. If you miss a meal by 5 minutes, could literally could be the difference of winning a show and losing a show. If you have like, and you know it too, in peak week, bro, like my first show, I peaked like shit. And like I
Oh,
still looked good
same.
on stage, don't get me wrong. I placed second.
I
My
didn't.
last show, I peaked fucking beautifully. Peaked beautifully. I did overeat in between final judging,
Yeah.
but regardless, I wasn't gonna win. The guy I was an NPC show, so the guy I was going against was literally going for like he was on roids. This guy was genuinely jacked. Like his lower back was more thick than my upper back, and I was like, yeah, bro.
Dude, I respect that competing in NPC as a natural. I think that's sick. Like,
Yeah, so my first show was WNBF Natural. It was cool. It was just like it wasn't the level of competition. There was some really good guys up there, but it's just like I really didn't care to win or lose. I just cared for the way I looked, right? And it's like when I think about going on prep, same thing. I don't really care about winning or losing the show. I just want the pictures, right? I want to have the pictures hanging up on my office when I'm unk status and then my kids can look
yeah.
at it. And then like I want to do it now too for business. You made a story on this the other day where you're like, bro, this is the worst time for me to bulk because I'm trying to get more people to see what I do, and I'm just a fat fuck right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, uh, one of the guys who just joined the program, J Swags Fit, he just got on prep, and I'm like, bro,
Oh yeah,
if I
dude.
started my business when I was on prep, oh my god, I would have doubled my income.
Thank God
Um,
I had some rebound shots at
yeah,
least.
and yeah, I didn't want to. I don't want to step on stage again until I actually go on natural. I want to do like a hard bulking phase with gear, some tests, some D-ball, some light stuff, and then go pretty hard into some dosages into the prep because I like that style. From what I've done my research on, I like that style more. Go of a more easier bulk because honestly, you know it too. The only thing you need to worry about with a bulk is food. As long as the food is dialed in, you will put on a shit ton of muscle without any gear. And then when
To
you're
a degree. Well, yeah, I mean, natural or enhanced. Yeah, that's
yeah,
the main driver.
yeah,
But I'm learning this bulk because I feel like this is the first bulk I've ever done right. Like there's a lot that goes into it drug wise.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember I can't remember who it was, but he was talking about how his bulking cycle was very mild. Like it was still a good cycle, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't anything compared to his actual prep cycle. And like the difference between the way he looked bulked was like someone who looked like not even just in the off season, someone who looked like they took 3 months off the gym. And then during his actual prep, like he put on definitely a huge amount of muscle while also getting super dry and lean. Because that's the biggest thing that I wouldn't say struggle with when it comes to my preps, but like as a natural, you genuinely deflate a shit ton. Like
Yeah.
you do not keep size, you really do not. And it's the difference of how do you keep size while also getting as shredded as you possibly can, because you already know that's what win shows. You can be the biggest guy up there, but if you're not conditioned, if you don't prep right, you're not winning, right?
Hmm.
And so that's the hardest part about doing it naturally, especially when you can't manipulate your water as well as you can being on gear, right? Because I don't know if you've done a show naturally before, but
No.
I'll give anyone who's done a natural show a guide right here. So the way that I peaked on my last show was Sunday night. Show was on Saturday, so Sunday night I had a massive refeed right before my peak week. Okay, and then as you know, when you do a refeed, any influx of carbs, influx of nutrients, you're naturally gonna drink and want more water.
Hmm.
So one, that'll help flush it out, but two, it's just you need it, right? So had the huge carb up Sunday, and then as I went into my peak week, Monday was 3 gallons of water. Tuesday was 2.5 gallons of water. Wednesday was 2 gallons of water, gallon and a half, gallon, and then show day was like, try not to drink as much water as you can. And
Yeah.
that's like as a natural, you literally need water because that's what I fucked up my first show. And my coach told me to do this. No fault to my coach. She specialized in pro bodybuilding gears, stuff like that. I think I was her first natural client, and she had me taper off water beginning of peak week. Like I was only drinking like 100 ounces of water, like Wednesday through Friday, and that's why it peaked so shitty. Is because I don't have tren in my system to get me dry naturally. Like I needed water, and then I had a mentor and a coach tell me, yeah, bro, that's the other way around for naturals. Like you have to have that water intake because you don't have any like gear or supplements in your system to depict whether you're gonna, because literally, I mean, you need water in general just to function, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, if you have a shit ton of gear, you can not have
I've
to worry about that.
I've actually seen a lot of like enhanced prep coaches moving away from like the pulling water and pulling sodium shit. Like I think it's kind of fucking stupid, to be honest.
Yeah. The sodium, that's another thing you have to check too when it comes to specifically peak week as a natural too, is because it's like a scale. It's like as the water drops, the sodium drops, they teeter totter back and forth on the levels. But the most important thing with sodium is people always overlook it when it comes to going on prep, or just not even peak week, but prep, because when you get in the nitty gritty of prep the last 3 to 4 weeks, you have nothing in your system, dude. I mean, you're going to the gym and you're not getting a good workout. It's just painful. Like, it's literally just like you get under the bar and you start lifting, you're like, that didn't feel good. Like, this is
Yep.
just torture. And then when you get back home from the gym, you just sit at your desk or whatever you're doing and you're like, yeah, I'm not getting anything done today. So you need so much sodium just to function, right? Because like you get to a point where caffeine doesn't cut it anymore. We talked about this on a meeting with Gabe, where it's like, brother, when I was on the nitty gritty of prep, I was having like 1,600 milligrams of caffeine a day and could fall asleep at any
Yep.
given point. I was shotgunning energy drinks and popping caffeine pills, and literally didn't make a difference. Like, just
I was on
still,
a fuck ton of tren and I could sleep during the day. Like,
yeah, yeah. But going back to where we started though, was that a similarity you saw with your bad coaches? If it's in your macros, lack of just
yeah.
communication and
So
time.
my first coach ever was actually I think my first two coaches were like influencers. The
Hmm.
second one was all right. But the first one, it was like he gave me the whole, I'm not a registered dietitian, so I can't give you a meal plan. And like looking back, that's bullshit. Unless you're a personal trainer and that's not in your scope of practice, that doesn't matter. I don't ever claim to be a personal trainer. I have no credentials. I'm just a dude. So I'm gonna give you a fucking meal plan because I don't have a scope of practice. But yeah, I had that. And what we're talking about with like you get what you pay for, I've definitely noticed that. And one thing a lot of people don't understand is like I charge decently high prices.
Yeah.
I'm very open about that. But the thing is with coaching, it's like, okay, if someone is charging you very, very low prices, that means one of two things. Either they're not doing it full time because they can't afford to live full time off of that, and that's eating away at the time they're able to give to you, or they have 50 fucking clients,
Hmm.
and that's what's allowing them to do it full time, which means very limited time for you.
Yep.
So that's
The perfect
you get
example of that, and recent example of that, is Sam Millsap. Have you seen the shit that's been going on with him?
no, I don't even know who that is, bro.
He's the one of those online course sellers, been doing it for
Oh wait,
years.
yeah, I
Yeah,
did. I
yeah,
saw that
yeah.
today.
So like from what I've seen with him is like, he honestly, from what I've heard, is his service isn't bad, but it's more so like tailored to his time. I've heard a lot of his courses are ChatGPT'd. He's barely even presenting themselves. It's like a lot of ChatGPT's ideas and not his own ideas, which is fine because if it works, it works. Don't get me wrong. There's people who have been successful from what he does because it still is a course, right? But there's a lot of people who say he's a scammer because, I mean, one, they probably didn't do the work, but two, it's like, I think I've heard that at one time he manages 200 to 300 clients. You literally can't do that. Like, I don't give a shit who you are. Like, I don't even think a computer could manage 200 to 300 people at a time. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
like, it goes along the lines of, if you try to impress and make everyone like you, everyone will hate you, because like you have to dedicate yourself to a specific niche, right? And I
yeah,
started gearing my content towards that lately, because I was kind of like a for everyone person. And this goes back to, honestly, my girlfriend is she's in public relations, and she's not to get political, but she's left leaning, right? So she's very much into that world of inclusion and not offending people and stuff like that. And when you're talking about a personal brand and doing social media, it's like you have to tailor that. But I kind of ditched that and was like, fuck that, dude. This is who I am.
yeah.
I
No,
don't
same.
I don't care.
I didn't even really know who I was offering my services to at the beginning. And then it just kind of happened. Like honestly, it was just like I took a look at my clients and I'm like, okay, this seems to be the guys who like me. Not just guys who want to lose weight and have never stepped foot in a gym. It's like dudes who have been going for like 2 to 3 years. They're on gear and just like, yeah, I'm tired of not looking like I'm on gear.
That's funny. I'm the total opposite. My demographic is guys who maybe have a little bit of experience behind them, but they stopped because they have no idea what they're doing. Like I specialize in guys who literally have not a fucking clue what they're doing.
I respect
Um,
that because I could not do that.
yeah, but that's honestly part of my program, which is such a great thing. Which many coaches, I don't even think any coach at all does this. Maybe a very few amount, but it's like when you take someone who has no idea what they're doing, you can't just throw them a plan like, yep, good luck. Like you have to walk them through every step.
Mhm.
You also have to tell them why it works, right? When you tell someone who's never been in the gym that, or let alone you have someone that's never been on a diet, and you tell them they have to eat 6 times a day to lose weight, they're gonna be like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't make sense to anyone listening to that. So you have to explain why. And part of my program is the like video lessons on why I have everyone doing what they're doing, why it works, and just all that jazz. So one, for their own mental closure and clarity, for trust in me and what they're doing, but also it's like it's more of a lifetime investment because I've seen it all the time. And my current client I was talking about, Travis, went through this. Is he signed with several coaches in the past, and he's lost over 100 pounds with these different coaches. And but he hasn't got his dream physique, but he's lost over 100 pounds, right? And the second he got off their program, he's now back to 300 pounds, right? So it's like, cool, you can get the physique, but you can't keep the physique. So it's like, brother, I don't want you to pay me thousands of dollars a year because you will not hold your dream physique without me, no matter what. It's like, dude, I want to help you. Like, I want you to be jacked and shredded for the rest of your life, and I also don't want you to have to pay me to rely on me to do that. It's like, brother, I'm teaching you how and why and implementing those things and showing you the quick fixes for holidays and celebration, the long fixes for what you're at and your stage in your life, how to go from a hypertrophic training regimen and diet for 6 to 8 months to switching over to a strength program for 2 to 3 months to get more strength, to be able to get more size when you go back to the hypertrophic training. So that way I don't have to do it for you.
Yep.
Like, and
I remember I saw you post like your school community with all those like how to's and stuff. I thought
yeah,
that was fucking cool. I was like, man,
yeah.
I should fucking copy that.
Yeah, brother, because it's like it's a lifetime investment. You know what I mean? Because literally anyone can get you in shape. Literally anyone. But it's like, okay, do I have to keep on paying you month after month in order to keep it? Or can I learn from you and do it on my own? It's like, yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm not, and I made a YouTube video on this too of why personal trainers suck. Dude, it's a price gouging pyramid scheme. That's
yeah,
all it is, dude. And like the biggest one, I mean, it relates to online coaches too, but the biggest one is in-person training.
yeah.
It's literally just a price gouging scheme for specifically like in-person training. It's ridiculous. And it's like, it's really funny because the biggest question I get when it comes to me, like any online trainer, is how are you going to hold me accountable? And it's like, sure, brother, let me walk you through that. You prefer an in-person training to be held accountable. So you pay for your in-person session. You have to prepay it, by the way, if you didn't know. Okay. It's Monday. You prepay it for Wednesday. Wednesday rolls around and you don't feel like going, so you don't go. What the fuck is the in-person trainer going to do if you don't show up? He's gonna be like, hey bro, you showing up today? And you're gonna be like, no, I'm feeling sick. And he's gonna be like, okay, just so you know, it's non-refundable. Hang up. Yeah.
Yep.
So you know what he's gonna do? The same thing I'm gonna do. Give you a call. Hey, where the hell are you at? Like, bro, the accountability is within you, not the trainer. And obviously, we can do whatever we possibly can to the best of our ability, whether it's in person or online, to hold you accountable and give you the tools to be accountable. But it's a you thing, and it's almost like, in a sense, we're more than just personal trainers or like physique people. We're like kind of like life coaches in that sense,
You
where it's
don't
like,
know how many and some people might say this is unprofessional, but I don't give a fuck. You don't know how many like clients I've just like they told me something's going on. I'm just like, all right, call me, bro. Like they all have my personal number.
yeah,
Like I've definitely like sat with one of my clients on FaceTime for like 2 hours before.
yeah, dude. Like, there's no shame in that at all. Like my phone is, I text all my clients personally on my phone number. I don't do any trainerized chats, or I've one client that I email because he prefers email. Google, like, dude, just like, we're at this point, I'm your buddy, like I'm your coach, don't get me wrong, but like, brother, just text anything, just text me.
Do you
Like,
have any, sorry, do you have any local guys?
no, not at
Dude,
all.
that,
Actually, yeah,
that
I do actually. He lives about 30 minutes away from me. Yeah.
yeah, that's one thing I love is like I have like four local guys, and like I'm like, dude, you already paid me for coaching. Like, I'm not gonna like so I don't offer like in-person training, but I'll just be
Mhm.
like, hey bro, you're coming to the gym with me and we're doing my workout and it's gonna suck ass and you're gonna love it.
Oh yeah.
No extra charge.
I set up well, if anyone wants to work, I will work out with anyone, client or not. I don't really give a shit. I've talked about that on my page before. Like, brother, fly out, work out with me and see what a bodybuilder trains like. I don't give a shit. I'll
Actually,
walk you through the ropes.
yeah.
But in terms of like in-person training, I honestly don't mind doing it. Because like within what I do is I have my time slots for like one-on-one calls, coaching, anything you need, whatever. If you schedule a one-on-one with me during my time frame for my clients and you want an hour of in-person coaching, I will drive to the gym and just sit there and watch you work out and tell you whatever you need. That's what you need, bro. That's your time. Like if you schedule that time, I'm there for you. But like, you don't really need it, but if you want it, sure.
Yeah. No, I actually have two clients that have I don't know, you probably see me post them all the time. Adam, this motherfucker's
Yeah.
yeah. He has family in Utah and he's like, bro, I'm driving out in like a couple weeks. Like, so we're just gonna train like all weekend. Fucking like I'm like, all right, bro, I got the chicken and rice ready. Let's fucking do this. I'm
I'm going
probably
out
like,
to I'm doing my podcast with Gabe actually this weekend.
oh
And
fuck yeah.
I told him we got to get a lift in, bro. I know he knows his shit. I know he was a bodybuilder, but I got to show him the ropes. I kind of want to have it fall on one of my quad day and walk him through my quad heavy day because it will make any bodybuilder like rethink their life. I don't care who you are.
Dude, I
Uh,
felt bad for him when I came out for my podcast because he had just done the mastermind. And like I could just tell the dude was like so dead. Like, dude, you fuck this podcast. You need to sleep. Oh god. But it
that's
was fun.
funny.
It was fun, dude.
Yeah. What was the thing I was gonna shit, I'm on my phone. I DM'd you. Oh, the difference between natural and enhanced lifting and progress.
Oh, okay. Honestly, in my opinion, the biggest difference between the two is the the end result you can achieve. And obviously, like any like naturals can look fucking great. You're a great example of that. But you're never gonna be 250 stage lean. That's
Nope.
just like it's the reality. So like that aside, I think the biggest difference is time frames. Like I think as like a natural, you're and you correct me if I'm wrong. I think your bulks and cuts should be a lot longer and less aggressive because you don't have the hormonal advantage to back you up. Like I've done some pretty dirty bulks and not put on a ton of fat because I was just simply on gear. And like I can cut a lot more aggressively without losing all my like I'm still gonna lose some size, but without like completely deflating. Whereas naturals can't do that as much.
Yeah, you know what? Is what's funny is I don't know if it's just me and my processes, but I do it the opposite. My bulks and cuts are very. I'm a guy who and I think every person is like this. I think it's a specific type of person that isn't this way. But you like you already know that muscle building is based upon insulin sensitivity. Okay,
Mhm.
and then you're also more insulin sensitive the leaner you are, right?
Mhm.
And I hope everyone knows this. There's almost no such thing as a hyper responder. If you hop on a cycle when you're shredded and go bulking, you will be a hyper responder. You will respond fucking amazing. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
You are. So I learned this when I went on my second prep, or yeah, my first prep, because it was like, holy shit, I think I'm a hyper. I was like, I think I'm a hyper responder. I would blow up if I was on gear. And it's like, no, dude, you're just really lean. The second you eat something or the second you do something, your body's affected immediately. So when I got off stage, my first prep, I went on a super hard bulk. And like, dude, the it was very tailored. It was very progression wise. It was amazingly set up. And I got like 3 weeks in, and I went in the gym, and I literally felt like I was on prep again. Like I felt like I had no energy. I was weaker than what I was when I got off prep.
Mhm.
And I was same thing talking to that same coach that I had, the same mentor that I had, and he goes, "Yeah, bro, your body's lethargic now. Like your body doesn't want all this weight on it, and it's not responding the way it should be responding because it's just heavy." And he's like, "What you should do is." go to more of a main gain type thing where you're still lean, you're still eating more food than you should be, but it's just going to make your body respond better. And then I kind of turn that into more of a lifestyle thing because you saw me. I was a fat motherfucker. Like,
Mhm.
and I'm just because I'm this way now does not mean that I'm a fat ass, that I'm not a fat ass at heart. I love food. I don't give a shit. The other couple days ago, I housed um 25 wings, 2 large fries, and a large ranch from Wingstop in one sitting. That's who I
Yeah,
am. No one, you can't change me, right?
that was me
So
after
it's
prep, bro.
yeah, so it's but that's me like every week. I'm thinking of I'm going to dinner tonight. Like dude, all I can think I always think about food, and it's like okay, most people who are fat think of this way too. So it's like, how can I make this a lifestyle thing while also keep making progress? And it's like it's literally just carb cycling. It's carb
Yep.
cycling, but with cheat meals. Because when if you're not really necessarily worried about getting shredded a six pack, get super cut up and lean for a show, and you just want to be lean in general, but also keep building muscle, dude, literally go 5 days of a clean diet, like like what literally what I do now. I'll give away my secret. My what I'm on my prep diet right now. I've been on my prep diet for the past probably 8 months. The exact diet I did for like my last 3 to 4 weeks for my show. On it right now at 230 pounds. And every 4 to 5 days, I'll just have a cheat meal. And I just keep on resetting myself. I just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I made a YouTube video on on this process too, because like it's like, okay, wait, how do I know when to have a cheat meal? It's like, okay, when you go to the gym and you get done with the gym and you're super sore, and then you go to the gym the next day and you're still sore and you're still lethargic and you feel tired, you're drinking more caffeine than you normally would, your body's ready for a cheat meal. And then when you have that, like when you have that cheat meal, when your body's like, I usually do this either after my leg day or after a few training days in a row, to where my body's fried. My lower back is fried, my upper back is fried. I can't stretch out my chest because it's not recovering. My legs literally are in agonizing pain every step I take. Bam, cheat meal. And it's like it's literally like medicine. Like when I tell you I have a cheat meal at 8 o'clock at night and I wake up the next morning, my legs aren't sore, my lower back isn't sore, my upper back is like literally the food genuinely like cures your body, and then you're done. And then you go back in the gym and you're just getting a crazy workout in because you just had a refeed, and then you go back on your prep diet, bam,
Eating
you're
your
back
money.
to shredding the weight. And and then obviously if you're going for more of like a realistic like approach to maximizing muscle growth, maximizing fat burning throughout your bulk or your cut, it's like it's realistic carb cycling. It's like high days, low days, moderate days, refeeds with like low fat sources, higher starch carb sources instead of you know fries.
Yeah.
But it's just like when you're talking about lifestyle stuff, this is literally all it is. It's so easy. But the if you're listening to this and you're not in shape, don't try this because you'll just continuously get fat. Because right now I actually sit at about like 220. I'm a little bit leaner right now. And when I go 4 or 5 days of dieting, I'll drop down to like literally 215, and then I'll have a cheat meal. I'll be back to 220, and then I repeat the process. So if you do this process at 260 pounds fat, you're going to get down to 255 and then go back to 260. Like you
Yeah.
can only do this process when you already are where you are.
Mhm.
Like you have to genuinely put in the work first. And putting in the work is like the hardest part. This is why I always talk about my client Matt, because he's always the best example. He's like I said, he's 6 weeks in. He's in his 7th week now, and I think he's only had 2 or 3 cheat meals. And I remember he didn't have a cheat meal his entire first month at all. Or I think one. And he would always ask me, like there was one time he asked me, "Hey bro, like can I get ice cream with this girl tonight?" I said, "Absolutely, brother. Just know that it's gonna affect you a little bit, but if you want to stay on track, just get a pint of Halo Top instead." He's like, "Perfect." So it's like the work that you have to put in is a long time and it sucks. So any way to mitigate the suck is the best, literally the best part. And it's like that's all it comes down to diet. Especially someone who's overweight, they struggle with the diet the most. And it's like, dude, dieting is honestly not hard. Dieting is harder for guys who struggle to put on size. You know this too. Shoveling down food in your mouth when you're not someone who likes to eat is harder
You
than someone
should
who used to
see
think
my
about
fucking meal plan right now, bro. It's
it. Hmm.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
hold
it's
up.
like
Let me
if
pull this up.
because people get the stigma that first of all, people get the stigma that healthy foods are healthy when they're really not. Like if you think eating 2 avocados a day is healthy, you're out of your mind. You're going to be fat.
Eat your granola bars, bro.
Yeah, protein bars, fuck all that bullshit. It's not healthy, dude. So like if you can eat actually healthy food, and healthy food does not taste bad. Like, dude, you're trying to tell me that a New York strip or a sirloin strip with the side of fire roasted vegetables with some sugar-free sauce is
Oh,
terrible? You're
I
out of your
got
mind.
sirloin and veggies as my last meal tonight.
And dude, it's lit like, bro, I think you just suck at cooking. It's not like, you know what I mean? You're trying to
That
tell me
is
you don't
half the fucking battle right there.
uh-huh.
Knowing how to cook.
You're trying to tell me you don't like a tablespoon of olive oil on a chicken thigh with some vegetables on the side and some potatoes? Like what? These are
Bro,
good meals, dude. Like and people just go to the when they go, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on a diet, they go to the extreme and they have like 2 meals a day and it's just these random bullshit items that aren't good tasting.
dude.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, so I can out he already told me I can out him completely. I got this client Dalton, and he was kind of like similar to the client you were talking about who like lost 100 pounds. Like I think he was like 300 something in high school and then dropped he got on like Ozempic, dropped
Mhm.
100 pounds, never learned how to diet, and just like was him and his buddies were like, yo, let's just hop on test. And the dude was like working out in his garage gym that just like did not have the proper equipment, was eating one meal a day. And
Mm.
like just like getting most of his protein from like shakes and shit. And I'm like, all right, bro, you're gonna have to trust me here. I'm putting you on 5 meals a day. He's like, bro, I'm gonna get fat. I'm like, trust me. He gained 20 pounds, but looks leaner. Like before, you couldn't even tell he lifted. And
Yeah.
like I fixed up his fucking his gear, fixed up his diet, got him training at an actual gym, doing the lifts he needs to be doing. And the dude's like just recomping like crazy. Like it's fucking insane. Like I mean in what two because I think he's only been going to an actual gym for like 3 months now. In 3 months, he got his deadlift from 215 for 10 to 3 plates for 10.
Yeah.
Like you can't
Simple.
not gain muscle when you do that.
Yeah. It's so funny because literally that's all we talk about. It's so simple. Like it's so simple. It really is. And what's funny is that was the same thing with my story too. Is like I was super fat. I wasn't fat anymore, and the only thing I could think about was there's no way I'm being fat again. I ate once a day, and it was like, dude, like you're just oh man. And people who are fat think that's what it takes, and it's like, no, man, like it's not. It's just not true. It's like if you can just think about it logically. First of all, could you even eat one meal a day for the year it would take for you to lose the weight? Absolutely not. Let's be honest with each other here. Two, uh, imagine like me and you who are 200 plus pounds, right?
I'm
We have
almost
to
at
eat.
240 fasted.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, right? You're 240, and we'll just take me for example, who is about 220 right now, and was a natural born fat ass. Okay, I have to eat me losing weight. I have to eat 6 meals a day in order to lose weight, right? And that's the amount of nutrients my body needs in order to do that. So if you could imagine how much nutrients your 300-pound body would need in order to like healthy and in a healthy way lose weight, you'd probably like you are eating more than me just to lose weight.
Yep.
Like it and it's oh my god, man. It's hard to explain to someone the thought process and the science behind this, but it's literally like
You know,
just think about it.
tell me tell me if you relate to this because like I do have a lot of clients that like started out fat and then came to me when they weren't fat anymore, but just like wanted to get fucking jacked. Um, did you have a problem with like obsessing over scale weight rather than look?
No, it was always look for me.
That's good, dude. Like I have a client Rob, and he like it's kind of hard for him to get like under like 195, and he was like 200 on his check-ins this week, and he was like freaking out. And I just like pulled his original photos that he sent me at the same weight and pulled his photos
Mhm.
now, and the dude's shoulders were like twice as wide. He actually had a V taper. I'm like, Yeah, don't worry about the scale weight, bro. You're good.
I talk about that in my video lessons on my clients. You know, I tell them all the time, like mentally, bro. I said your first month, you're literally gonna feel on top of the world because you're losing 15, 20 pounds your first month. Like that's a given. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna lose that much weight.
Yep.
But the next months after that, you're gonna lose like 3 to 5 pounds a month, maybe for the next 2 to 3 months. And then after that, you're not losing a pound off the scale. You're literally just physically changing. And I was lucky enough because I grew up in the social media age. And one of my biggest influences was a guy named Artemis Dolgan. I don't know if you've ever seen him before. He hasn't posted on social media in a few years. He's going through, I don't know what he's going through. He's a really cool guy, though. He always preached that it's the way you look. No one should look at the scale. It's literally just the way you look. But this guy was actually, it's kind of a full circle moment. So this guy was a bodybuilder, a natural bodybuilder, than a unnatural bodybuilder, and looks amazing. And he trained at the gym that I used to train at, called Stearns Gym, when I came down to San Diego and I moved down here. And I never knew he trained at that gym. He always posted about it, and the workouts you post there looked so crazy because that gym was founded in 1942 or 1947, I think, 46, 47. When I tell you that gym is a museum, people who don't step foot in the gym ever should just walk in there for literally a museum tour. Like there's machines in there from the 70s. There's portraits of Bill Pearl signed from the 50s. Arnold's picture signed up there. Ronnie Coleman's picture signed up there. Jay Cutler's picture signed up there. C-Bum's picture signed up there. Every name bodybuilder you know has been to that gym, trained there, and has a portrait autographed signed by them. It's insane. And sad enough, that gym, oh man, this is actually hilarious. Like hilariously sad story. That was the gym I trained at for a year. Um, and I was like, this is the best gym ever. And I left for OCS last summer, and I came back to finding out that that gym got shut down. They closed permanently. So they were open since 1947, and they're now shut down. I have no idea why they shut down. I literally still drive by it every day, and they still have the signs up. They still have the name up. It literally hasn't. Nothing's changed. They're just not in business anymore, and it's really sad. But he used to train there all the time when he come down to San Diego, because he lived up in LA. And I was like, damn, like the mentors and coaches that I've met and trained with there, like they all, like he followed them on Instagram, and I was like, damn, like I was like, that's crazy. You should check him out though, dude. He, like I said, he hasn't posted since I think like 2023, and like he's spent the last I think year and a half on a naval vessel, like in the North Atlantic, where the waves are just insane.
Damn.
And it's like I don't know what he's doing or what he's going through, but he always does just some crazy shit. The last time he was posting, he was doing, I forgot what the stunt's called, but you go up in a biplane with the two-seater biplane, and you literally climb out of the plane and you strap yourself to the wing of the top of the plane.
Yeah,
And
I've seen
yeah,
that.
yeah, he was doing crazy shit like that. Like fucking, he was like skydiving a shit ton. He was like, biplanes would fly over a frozen lake, and he'd be skiing on it, holding the line, like, and it's like this guy's just and he'd do it like shirtless and jacked, so it was just so much cooler. But that was the guy that it like really influenced me to get in the gym, get jacked and shredded. His physique is insane.
All the dudes that got me into the gym like fell the fuck off. Okay, this is really embarrassing and kind of unexpected considering how hardcore I take bodybuilding now. But literally what got me into the gym was like the TikTok like 2021 gym era.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Literally what got me into the gym was a fucking Sush video. I don't know if you
Oh,
remember him.
I love Sush. I still follow
Dude,
Sush.
yeah, I do too. He's funny as fuck still, but like very big disconnect from like how I train and live now.
Yeah, yeah. No, that gym era was hilarious. That was full of the hard style music. I remember I never trained with headphones ever. I trained, I think, for 3 years without any headphones. And then I moved to San Diego in 2021. And this was when the whole hard style music, fucking gym talk era was going on. And I bought a pair of headphones for the first time ever. And I trained with them and played the hard style.
Well, I still got
And
the hard style in rotation.
after, what'd you say?
I said I still got the hard style in rotation.
I can't, dude. And then after like 4 months of training like that, I was just like, dude. So with me, I am a very level-headed person. I'm also like, you can probably attest to this because you were in the army. But like, when we get put in uncomfortable situations or like life or death situations, we're very cool, calm, collected. Regardless if you were in war or not, it's just simple training, boot camp, stuff like that. Um, I don't listen to music in the gym anymore, for one reason, and it's because when I train to failure to intensity, when I get up from the set, I'm seeing stars. I cannot breathe. I don't know what's around me. I feel like I'm gonna die, and then I have fucking hard style just in my ear, and I literally like. There's times where I've done that, and I just take the headphones and threw them on the ground. It was just like,
Dude, I feel that. There's been like a couple leg days where I'll just, or a lot of leg days, like I'll do my set and I'll have to just like take off my
yeah,
headphones and I'll just sit there like checking my pulse for like a
hmm
minute. Like, am I gonna die?
yeah. That's it. That's exactly why. And I was like, dude, like that's why I stopped listening to music in headphones at least because it's so overstimulating that it's like it's a stressor. And you already know anything that involves like any excess amount of stress in your life is just going to hinder your progress. And um, funny enough, those headphones I bought in 2021, I've had those headphones to this day. The leather on the earmuffs ripped off. It's literally just fabric. It's cloth. They're like just holding together barely. And when I do use them, I use them like whatever, whenever I wanted to. But I lost them like a week ago, and I'm just not buying a new pair. I don't care. My gym's cool. I think this could. I mean, you can definitely attest to this. Going to a genuine proper gym will make the night and day difference in your physique, whether the diet's there or not. If you go to a proper gym, like a genuine hardcore gym, you'll make double the progress.
Dude,
And
I
like
am
the gym I go to now plays um, more modern rock, like 90s, 2000s era, full blasted. Like if you try to have a conversation with someone there, you just can't. And it's on these massive speakers. Like you don't even need headphones.
my gym used to play really good music when I started there, and now they play what I refer to as coworker music. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like the type of shit your coworker with three kids and five baby, or that math didn't make sense. Five kids and five baby mamas shows you on break. And I'm just like, bro, I can't listen to this. I'm low key. My gym's cool. I like it. Like pretty much everyone there competes. It's like it's a good environment. But fuck, man, there's just like sometimes I just can't fucking deal with that place. Like their barbells are dog shit. Like
Oh yeah.
um I'm low key. I was talking to one of my buddies who just opened a gym 3 hours away in Vernal, Utah, which is in the middle of fucking
Yeah, middle
nowhere.
of nowhere.
But a bunch of my homies fucking live out there and train at that gym. And I'm like, fuck, my lease is up in February. Like I've always kind of wanted to live out in the boonies.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck it. I'm
I
like,
love living out in the boonies. I really do. Um, yeah, the for me, I mean, the only thing that I need specifically for a gym is old school. And when I mean old school, I mean like dirty. Like
yeah,
if your benches are pristine, I don't want them. If your floors aren't dusty, I don't want to be there. If your weights are this goddamn plastic bullshit, it's not the same. I don't know what it. I really do not know what it is. I think it's something to do with the way different materials are affected by gravity, I think. But lifting with iron is literally twice as better as lifting with the plastic rubber bullshit. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what it is. And truthfully, the rubber weights weigh more than the iron weights because they obviously corrode over time and they're way more accurate. But like, I don't care. Like, it's
mhm.
just, dude, it's something else. It's totally different. If you train like and the biggest part is the plates. Like if you go to a machine and you load up the machine with rubber plates, it feels different than loading it up with metal plates. And
Dude.
it's like
Yeah,
I said, it's like it's literally pseudoscience. It doesn't make sense. It shouldn't make sense,
I,
but it's
I
just so true.
I remember like a while ago, I was deadlifting and I'd been using like the deadlift platform at my gym, and they have like a bunch of bumper plates on it. So I was like doing like 5 plates with like bumper plates. And then the deadlift platform was taken. So I was just like, fuck it, the squat racks aren't being used. I'll just deadlift there. And I loaded it up with like cast iron plates. And I was like, damn, that's a lot. That 495 is a lot heavier with cast iron for some reason.
Yeah. What's either like for me, they feel lighter, but it just feels better.
Yeah,
Like I feel like I'm gonna injure myself when I work out with rubber.
I agree.
And I don't know why. And honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna say this is the reason, but I worked when I worked out. My entire training in my childhood, I worked out in a World's Gym. It was a Gold's Gym before it was a World's Gym, so very old school. Strictly iron weights everywhere. That's the way I trained. And then when I moved down to San Diego, I went to more of a commercial gym, no iron weights. And that was when I started getting lower back problems. Like I said, I'm not gonna say the rubber plate's the reason I pulled my lower back, but um, and I worked out in that environment for like the next 2 years and pulled my lower back. And like now, since I've trained at Stern's gym, they were straight iron. The gym I'm at now is straight iron. I still get lower back issues just because it's an injury, but like it's really like nothing compared to the way I was feeling before.
You know, I did just fuck up my lower back for the first time using bumper plates.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, man. I don't know. And dude, we talked about this too in the DMs, bro. But like ever since I pulled my lower back, I feel like one, I've downsized, but two, um, man, you can't. I can't build a physique the way I could have built a physique uh with this injury. Like when I was 19 years old, I was squatting 315 for 15 for 4 sets straight.
Oh
I
yeah.
was and then my max for that was like 405 for two on squat. I never really cared about max, just cared about, volume. I was rowing 5 plates on T-bar row. I was barbell rowing 225 for 20 reps because I love volume for my back. I can't do that shit anymore. Like I row 225 for maybe 8 reps now. I usually stick to 185. When I deadlift, I literally deadlift with 2 plates. If I'm feeling good, like the other day, I'll do 285. When I'm squatting, I cannot go above 225. And when I do squat, I can only get about 8 to 12 reps of 225. It's just, and it's not because my lower back hurts. It's just because if I go any heavier, it will start hurting. And I literally just can't build the strength I used to because of that. And, uh, dude, this is also a great topic to go into. I ditched all the bells and whistles for the gym, all the bullshit. I haven't lifted with a belt in probably over a year and a half.
I
And
never
it's
use
made
a
a
belt either.
significant, what'd you say?
I said I never use a belt either. I find it makes my form worse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it really helped me, but when you have a bad lower back, like if you train with a belt, it's never going to get stronger. You'll just always have a shitty lower back. And especially when you want to be a bodybuilder, people overlook the lower back because the lower tightening and building and thickening your lower back, one, tightens up your front, the way your waist looks in the front. Two, if you just keep on getting stronger while lifting with a lifting belt, your lower back isn't getting stronger, and eventually it's just going to snap. Like your lower back has to and continually get stronger with your lifts as well. And two, like the way I felt is kind of like you for form. Like if you can't lift the weight without a belt, don't do the weight. And people forget that. Like, don't get me wrong, it will feel easier when you lift to the belt so you can get more reps and get more volume and stuff like that. But if you can't do that weight effectively and correctly without the belt, you shouldn't use it. And the only bells and whistles I use now is because I feel like I've always used lifting straps. Anyone should always use lifting
Yeah,
straps.
straps are awesome.
And then I started getting into because I'm getting fucking older. I got to knee wraps like a year or two ago. That's huge.
I just used
Never.
those for the first time today because I haven't been able to train quads in a month because of my left knee.
Yeah, yeah,
It
dude.
made a huge
It's
difference.
I've been a very hardcore leg trainer my entire life. Never had any knee issues. And then you get to a point. I think it was honestly the point was my last prep. Dude, there's just no fat tissue between your kneecaps, so you literally need them if you're on prep, no matter what. And then I just followed them with my training. And then the what I just got into too was elbow sleeves because I used for the longest time too would be able to train till failure past failure with my upper body with weights, and then I got to a point where I had to stop early because I felt my elbows getting all weird, and I was just like, yeah, brother, just throw the sleeves on there. And the sleeves make you lift heavier too, which is cool. But now it's like all the accessories I use is more so just for longevity and not injuring my actual body. But uh, I never used any of that shit when I first started. I didn't, and then I didn't need it either. It's just like as you literally lift weights for longer, like you're just putting more tension on your joints and exoskeleton. How the hell you say that? Like the longer you do it, and that's
Yeah.
all it is. Because they like you were saying, I'm getting older. Like I'm 22, dude. Like I'm not fucking old, but like I'm already experiencing this pain, and it's not from lifting incorrectly. It's literally just from lifting,
Yeah.
and it's just part of the process.
I've literally never had any injuries, and like the past month has just been like setback after setback. When I was on prep, I was pulling 5 plates for 5 on deadlift, and I'd fucked my shit up pulling 440 for a single the other day, and I was like, "What the fuck? This is bullshit."
Yeah, it'll happen, dude. Even there's times too where like I had to style my training this way, and I actually style my clients training this way when they get this level in their physique too. To have it's like I call them recovery lifts. I kind of go into it on my YouTube video on leg training, but it's like styling your lifts because for the Marine Corps we have to run, you know, and I'm not a runner. I never run. I only run when the Marine Corps tells me to. But people who are in the
I
Marine
was the
Corps,
same way.
yeah, people who are in the Marine Corps run for like act for an exercise, so they have to run a specific way in order to one progress, but two make sure their body's good because running is absolutely terrible for your body. And it's recovery runs. They do recovery runs. So I'm like, bro, what if you just like what if I take recovery lifting into effect and try that out? And it's literally what it is. It's like you're still going in the gym, you're still getting a good workout in, but it's like half the intensity, half the weight, and you're just more so moving your body the way you're used to moving your body, which is lifting weights, but in a lighter style. So that way your muscles just recover faster. And that's and like simply putting it, it's what we already do anyway. Separate like our split is like, you know, you have your quad heavy day, your hamstring day, and then for me, I do push pull, and then I do push pull legs rest, and then Arnold rest. And my push pull legs, I mean, realistically, people forget that the push pull split is like, oh, they're like, oh yeah, push is chest, tricep, front delt, but it's called push. Like you shouldn't be worrying about necessarily hitting your chest. You just push, right? When I go in the gym, I do a machine flat press. I do dips. I do like some flies. I do some shoulders. It's like I'm worrying about literally pushing weight. So my push pull day is more just like functional strength, like just actually pushing, actually pulling weight.
Yeah.
Because yes, like that's going to make you bigger too. And then the Arnold part of the split is more of like a high volume, high rep, like recovery style, hypertrophic sculpting split, where it's like the way Arnold works is it's like biceps, triceps, shoulders. So it's like you're literally just sculpting the muscle. You know what I mean? Like you're generally putting all your effort into specifically your bicep, which is a super small muscle. And it's like you need more volume for those small muscles anyway. And then when you go into like chest and back, it's like you're putting two massive muscle groups together, and if you try to train them as hard as you can, it's just stupid. So if you can train them more so with a bunch of reps, a bunch of volume, more of a lighter style, and just get the blood flowing back into those areas from the week or from earlier in the week, it's just going to make them recover, build stronger and better, and then fix any problems you have with your shoulder, with your lower back, with your hips, all that stuff.
That's what I should have done because for a long time I did push pull legs, but just strictly push pull legs. And I don't know if you've seen this with clients or yourself or anyone. If arms are genetically just a lagging point, push pull legs is going to make that so much worse
Sucks. Oh, it
because
sucks.
you're training your arms after you're already cooked.
Yeah.
So like my split now is like a lot of people do like the quad day and hamstring day. My legs are very developed. Right now they suck because I haven't been able to train quads in a month, but they'll be back in like a fucking week because I'm good to train now. But my split right now is so I do 2 on 1 off. I don't really have like Wednesday's chest day or whatever. It actually changes.
I'm the same way. My split is ever changing.
Yeah,
It's never
but
the yeah.
mine is I do chest. I was doing chest delts. Now I'm doing chest, and then shoulders have a completely separate day. Back, arms, because my arms need so much fucking work, and then legs. And that's been
I never understood I wonder if it's just the way my physique is. I never understood having a separate day for shoulders. I really never understood it because
I've never done it before. I just want to see if it brings them up because they're a lagging point for me. My torso, fucking huge. My legs, fucking huge. It's my like appendages and shoulders that kind of fucking suck. So I'm like, let's do
yeah,
it. Let's try it.
it might be a genetic thing for me because honestly, like when I do a side tricep, front delt to rear delt is literally wider than my tricep, if not the same width. Never had a problem with shoulders. But it's funny too because like literally every massive big name bodybuilder has a day for shoulders. And it's like I just never, like you said, I think it's a genetic thing for me. Maybe never understood it. Maybe I also could realize the benefits of it as I get older. Maybe it's a different style of training for when you're more developed, or like I said, when you get older and joints don't work as good as they do. But we'll cross that road when we get there.
Yeah.
You gotta let me know how that shoulder day starts out too.
Yeah, honestly, it's really just an experiment, and that's kind of what I do. Like before I tell a client to do anything, I'm gonna try it myself.
Yeah.
Like I think it's stupid to just like throw shit at people if you don't know it works. So
Yeah.
like I ran a cycle as an experiment to see if it was like a viable
The low test high, was it D-ball or Deca?
high deca.
High Deca.
I mean, honestly, results wise, great. And it's like the best my fucking hair has looked in years because there's like no DHT conversion. But because of that, I felt so unmotivated. Like training was great,
Mhm.
you know, look was great. It was just like mentally, it wasn't like I was
It's like
lazy.
lazy. Oh,
Lazy wasn't the right word because it's not like because I was still going to the gym, training my face off. It made me feel very detached from everything. Like I just did not give a fuck about anything.
mm.
But
Like the steroid of ashwagandha.
yeah,
If you
pretty
want to
much,
take
dude.
ashwagandha, do low test high Deca.
Dude, pretty much. That's what it was like. Like it low key felt like I was on like a fucking antidepressant or something. It was very interesting, but I wanted to see if it was viable. And I mean, I guess it is if you're not a business owner slash bodybuilder
Yeah,
who
if
has a
you have
lot of
nothing but
shit to
time
do.
on your hands, it's a good one.
Yeah, like dude, if I was running that when I was like a CO, probably would have been solid. Like it would have been really nice to not give a fuck and not be high anxiety all the time when I was working in a jail. But like right now, not the time.
That's funny, dude. Were you natural throughout your entire time in the army?
No, I think I was about 2 or 3 years in when I hopped on gear. Honestly, I'm pretty open about it. I hopped on gear way before I should have.
Yeah.
Not something I can take back, but it's just like it's a learning experience. I've done shit the wrong way, so I know what the right way is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was kind of fucking dumb. But yeah, you can't change the past, so all I can do is fucking be as jacked as I can now, you know?
Yeah, it's a pretty bad thing in the Marine Corps. The Army might be the same way, but any Marine Corps infantry platoon, at least like everyone's different, but majority of Marine Corps infantry platoons, at least like 2010s up, obviously it's still going on now. Half of the platoons on gear.
Yeah,
And like
I got half of my platoon on gear in the army.
and it's like, and you probably know too, it's just terrible shit. It's like not good sourced roids. The cycles are fucking awful. It's unregulated. The diet's unregulated. Everything is just so fucking off.
I got my guys on track, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, they were doing like I'm not gonna out him because he's also a cop, but there was this one guy who was in my unit, great dude, and he looks phenomenal now. He had like a very good natural physique, and he's like, I want to hop on gear. I'm like, okay, here's what you should do. He's like, well, this one guy told me I should do Anavar only. I'm like, you're gonna regret it. No, dude, this dude's jacked, and he told me to do it. 5 weeks later, dude, my joints hurt and my dick doesn't work. I'm like, oh, really? Maybe I told you to run a test base, but
Dude, that's so funny. I had a couple of coworkers, but like last year, the same exact way. These guys were like, one of them actually looks really good. He's been really good shape. The other guy is like, just goes to the gym, whatever. And they were both going to do an 8-week Anavar cycle together. And I was like, oh, that's sick, brother. What else do you run? What else are you going to run with it? And they're like, oh no, just Anavar. I'm like, yeah, I mean, test Anavar, like what else? And they're like, oh no, like no, like literally just Anavar. And I'm like, why? Like, why would you do that? And they're like, oh, like, we don't really need, like, it's just an oral pill. It's like a whatever. Like, we don't
just
really want
admit
to
you're
inject
scared of losing.
anything. And I'm like, dude, you need, like, you don't understand. You need to run a base with an anabolic steroid. And they're
There's
like,
one oral that can be ran solo, and that's D-ball. That is
yeah,
it.
yeah. And they were just like, nah, man, like it's not a big deal, man. It's just a quick 8-week little phase. Like we're gonna see where it takes us. And I'm telling you, you need to run a test base with Anavar. Like, sure, you might get results. Sure, you might not get side effects. But if you want to make actual like lifelong progress, insane progress, you need at least like 200 tests. And this is coming from a guy who's fucking like a lifetime natural. Like even I know this shit. Like Anavar is not a fucking drug to take by itself. It's dumb as hell.
Mm-hmm.
It's also not really an important drug to take if you're looking for progress in size.
Dude,
Like if you're looking to just look in, if you want to just look insane as you possibly can after 8 weeks, yeah, run like Anavar, test, probably some other fucking probably trend too, trying to make you look
yep.
fucking insane. Maybe a little bit of, I mean, maybe a little bit of Deca, possibly, but more so like more insane shit to like for a short term thing. Winstrol, EQ, fucking super draw, right? Like shit
Fun.
like that. That's intense. That needs to be stacked for a short period to like just look fucking insane. But
Yeah.
like those, like there's no reason to take those drugs unless you literally just want to be some fuck like Sush. Unless you want to be like Sush and gain 100,000 followers overnight from taking GH.
Dude, you know what? It's fucking infuriating because I try to tell I don't know if you get gear questions in your DMs because you don't, it's not something you talk
Never.
about in your
I don't
natural.
talk about. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like even Nolan told like Nolan's lifetime natural, and he was telling me like he'll get gear questions sometimes. But anyways, like, dude, I try to tell these guys, like, I'm like, dude, your favorite bodybuilders are not in their off season getting big off fucking like 200 tests and a massive dose of Tren with some MK677 thrown in there,
Yeah.
bro. Like you talk to any big motherfucker on gear who's like clearly doing it right, they will tell you exactly what their off-season stack is. It's 500 to 1,000 test with 500 to 1,000 of another one to two secondary injectables that are gonna be Deca or NPP, EQ, or Primo. That's and a good dose of GH, insulin if you're really really serious about it and like your carbs are high enough. But yeah, that's literally what my cycle is right now. It's 750 test, 600 EQ. I actually do have 300 Tren Ananthate in there. Ananthate is a lot less punchy. Like you can run it long.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems kind of high for an off season.
Like dosage wise?
Trend.
Oh, yeah. So like 300 Tren E, like, and this isn't scientific. This is just estimate. Like 300 Tren E feels like 150 Tren Ace.
Yeah, okay, I gotcha. Okay,
And
I never even heard of Trenny actually.
yeah, so it's just long ester. So like all the short esters are a lot more punchy. Like
yeah,
test probe versus test ananthate, you will feel the test probe. But I don't like to feel like I'm on steroids. I just like to grow like I'm on steroids.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
And then
I've never experienced what it's like to even more so mentally what it's like to be on steroids, and I would just figure that I would be a fucking train wreck on a prep if I took a crazy cycle.
it can be very overstimulating at times. Like people don't really realize a lot of steroids have an almost like stimulant like effect at higher doses. Like honestly, one of the worst ones for that is high dose Primo. You won't notice it at low doses, but like I ran 1,000 Primo once and it was like jacked up my resting heart rate. I was like on edge and I tested it. It was real Primo for anyone who's going, well, Primo doesn't have side effects. No, you just haven't ran it high enough. But yeah, I mean, like that's essentially like an off-season stack is just high dose test, high dose secondary injectable. I'm on 10 IUs of growth and 30 IUs of Lantus, which is long-acting insulin, just for like blood sugar control because I'm on 10 units of growth.
That's a pretty high dosage of growth too.
Yeah,
we're not high, like moderate, just for your size, I'd say.
Yeah, no, it's on the higher end for sure. I mean, it's like not the craziest I've ever heard.
No, yeah,
but yeah, no, it's on the higher end. I'm really trying to push the size this off season.
Yeah, that sounds like a cycle that would do it. To be honest, also keeping it lean too. Yeah, growth is always tricky for me. Just looking at it, like I know I want to hop on gear one day. Don't know how far I want to take it, literally my first cycle, I just want to hop on test and just see where
Yeah,
I can go natural. Like literally, would just test and then see where I go from there.
it's a good
But
place.
when every time I go into the realm of GH, just turns me off so much because of the horrible side effects that it can give. Um, but like also you're net like you will never ever get to where you want to be if you don't take it. Like if you want to look, even if you want to look like some fucking men's physique athlete,
They're
it's the
all
guy
on
with their board
GH.
short. You got to be on G. It's like it sounds crazy, but it's like, dude, it's like it's that. By the way, growth hormone is what makes your muscles grow. Growth hormone, like it's you know what I mean. You need it. So
Yeah,
it's like you can only obviously get so far with steroids too. It's like there's levels to this shit, dude.
yeah. Really growth, like the side effects only really come at high doses. Like this is the highest GH dose I've ever ran. Um, before I think the most I'd ever taken was like 6 IUs, and it wasn't for very long just because I couldn't afford it at the time.
Yeah,
Uh, but really, like, so when I'll give my experience hopping on 10 IUs, though it takes a while for your body to acclimatize for sure. Like the water retention, the first like week or
oh,
so
it's
was
nuts.
nuts. I actually had to fucking take some like low dose hydrochlorothiazide, which is like it's a mild diuretic. It's prescribed for blood pressure control typically.
Uh,
But I was like, dude, I can't handle this. And my coach was like, yeah, no, trust me, pop that. You'll be good in a week. But that, and then obviously like my fasted blood glucose kind of shot up. So obviously that's not a good thing. Something you want to get on. So my options were either lower the dose, blast retatrutide, which is not an option for me right now because I got to get in a good amount of food, or take some Lantus. So we went with Lantus.
yeah,
Now, like, because when I first, like the first week, my fasted blood glucose was 103, which is not good. Like 110 is pre-diabetic.
yeah,
And then a week on Lantus, and it's fucking 80 in the mornings now. So solid, especially for a bulk. 80 is solid.
yeah. Oh fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, you talked about diuretics. It's funny. Another great natural tip that I got is like when you are getting ready for a show, diuretics will help a fuck ton. But it's like if you want to be natural and stay natural. Also, taking an unnatural diuretic as a natural is like kind of stupid because it's just not going to have the same effect. It's really not.
Mm-hmm.
But a great tip that I got from a natural mentor and coach from the same gym is he would take what's called a weightless tea. It's a diuretic tea.
Is it the dandelion root?
That's I take dandelion root supplement as well, but this is a whole separate thing. It's literally
Okay.
it's like tea. It's just dip the tea in the water, and it genuinely worked. Like I woke up the next morning after taking the dandelion root and the weightless tea, and I drank a whole bottle of wine. Woke up the next morning just fucking sucked the hell up.
Damn.
The next prep that I go on though, I'm gonna do this to see how it works. I don't know if you're the same way, if it's just me, but I specifically look the best at the end of my day, even after all my meals are in. I don't look very good in the morning. I honestly don't look that good when I work out. I look terrible after I work out because I'm super bloated. And then my body kind of like settles down and I get my veins popping. I feel and look leaner at the end of my day. And I remember the night before my show, I was like, dude, if I step on stage like this, I'm fucking walking anyone. I don't care. I had road maps down my legs. I was hitting vacuums like crazy, just in like veins coming through my chest, down through my abs. I was like, dude, this is like, I don't care. Like I was conditioned. Like I was
Mhm.
fucking lean. And I woke up the next morning, all my veins are gone. I couldn't even get a bicep vein. And was just like, it's just the way it works. And I'm like, so the next prep I want to go on, I want to switch my sleep schedule to being a fucking night owl for peak week. So that way I step on stage at like 9 a.m. and I've already been up for like 8 hours.
Interesting.
I want to see like, because like I said, I don't really give a shit about how I look on stage. As long as I look peaked and look great throughout the rest of prep, it's whatever. But I honestly feel like that would make a huge difference because especially if you're not doing like a pro show, like take the Olympia, any pro show for example. There's prejudging, there's fucking night judging, there's you know what I mean. It's a whole process. But it's like amateur shows, low level shows, brother. It's like you're lucky if you get a second judging, and it's usually just a few hours after the first judging. It's not a huge difference. So it's like
I
if I can show up to this single judging, like I would show up to uh, an evening judging, like they do in the Olympia. You know what I mean? Because it makes a huge difference. The guys show up on pre-judging, they all look flat, they all look weird, and then they come fucking hard and locked in on the late night judging.
Yeah, I got lucky with my first show or my only show. Because all the local shows around here are like, morning judging and night judging. But Wasatch Warrior, the one I did, it's a NPC and IFBB show. It's an Olympia qualifier for men's physique and bikini.
Sick.
But they had it so like all the NPC men's divisions were just like in the morning, and like there was no like it was like you went out on stage for prejudging, and then like an hour or like 30 minutes to an hour later you went out and did like your solo routine and shit, and it had finals. It was nice.
That's sick.
But yeah, no, this next one I'm doing will probably be like morning and night judging, so I gotta lock in for that.
You might want to try the nocturnal peak week, see how it goes.
Fuck it. I get more and more nocturnal every day.
That's very true.
Dude, I've noticed like trying to have like an optimal bodybuilder, like, wake up at 5 a.m., go to bed at 9, does not work with this business we're in.
No. I usually the way I mean my schedule is usually go to bed at 2, wake up at 8. And then I will go to the gym first thing in the morning at about 9, get back, shower, eat, all that stuff. I'll be working from 12 to like 8 or 10. And then, I mean, most of the time it's later, and I'll literally be, you always get that one guy who swipes up on your ad who's you're talking to him at 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And
dude,
it's like, I always do it.
yeah, because I tried like switching back to like, the bodybuilder sleep schedule, and it was just like I'd get no replies in the morning, and people would be trying to start conversations with me at like 11 at night, and I'm like, fuck, I missed that.
Yeah.
So now,
I get the most conversations at like midnight. I really do.
yeah, just people just doom scrolling, and they're just like, I'm tired of being fat. It's midnight, and I'm fat. Literally
what it is. Yeah. I gotta go to this damn dinner.
I was about to say I gotta go fucking get in my meal number 5 because I still got meal number 6.
This is meal number 5 for me too.
Hell yeah! All right, I'll get you this recording. It usually takes like an hour to fucking like save to my computer.
Oh, that's cool, bro.
But yeah, sweet, and I'll get it up on YouTube and shit.
Hell yeah!
I will see you, big dog.
Later, brother.
Later.